Wigan Wallgate and Wigan North Western are so close that they're both the same station, but they are technically two separate stations. Irrelevant, because today we're going to explore both. I'm your host, David Frankel.
And I'm Duncan Friedberg,
who's also your host. We're co-hosts, I guess. And it's time for the Trainspotting tour, episode I lost count. While I'm trying to figure out what number this is, 150 that we were on leaves, and also a 156 and a 150 have coupled in, forming the 1453 to Manchester Airport. We're getting the same train just an hour later. 14, this is episode 14. So we've got 156, 455 over here, and a 150 whose number we'll find out in a moment. So this station has 3 platforms. This is platform 1, this is platform 2. And there's this bay platform, which actually doesn't have a number. Interesting. Maybe it's out of use. We'll call it platform 3. 15222 leaves, forming the back end of the 1453 to Manchester Airport. Next train is to Blackburn. So here you can see, that's not a 67. You can see the West Coast Main Line to Wigan North Western. And a 66 seems to be carrying a freight train. We will go over to Wigan North Western in a minute.
That's a long freight train.
There are no trains here for another 10 minutes, so we're going to go over to Wigan North Western and train spot there. But incidentally, at Wigan North Western, you also have a view into the approach to Wigan Wallgate. So we can actually train spot for both stations from both stations. Interesting. To Wigan North Western. Hello and welcome back. Here we are in Wigan Town Centre, which is really not as bad as I thought it was. And here's Wigan Wallgate Station, and there's Wigan North Western Station. It's one station. Why is it 2 different entities? This is the problem of having a railway made of former competitors, because it just becomes nonsensical. It's the same station. This is easier to change at than Piccadilly is between the tram and the train.
Yeah.
Better than Ashton.
Oh, yeah.
It's just Wigan. We're calling it Wigan Station. I don't care.
Change it to be called.
Yeah. 350. Yeah, as I was saying, Wigan North Western and Wigan Wallgate. The fact that they are 2 separate stations is nonsensical. Here we are at Wigan North Western Station, operated by Virgin Trains. Oh, I like that kind of window art. That's cool. So that looks like the emergency exit. So I think that way to platform 2, this way to platform 1. Oh no, there's more than 2 platforms. 5 and 6, 1 to 4. I don't know how that's possible, but I think I can hear the 350 leaving. Well, let's find out. The mystery of Wigan North Western's multiple platforms. Maybe they're bay platforms. Oh, 319. So there's platform 1 behind us. This is platform 4. 4? Okay. So there's 2 platforms hidden somewhere, and there they are. Platforms 1 and 2, which are both terminus bay platforms, and then there's platform 5 and 6 over there. So this is quite a big station. So there we go, we just saw a 350 leave. There's 2 319s. One at platform 5, one at platform 6. So we're going to spend half an hour here, and we're going to go back to Wigan Wallgate, which is a different station for some reason. So 319 362 stands here. Platform 5, there's another one over on platform 6. There's a car park over there. Behind the car park, I think, is the approach to Wigan Wallgate. At 319 362 leaves, it's bound for Preston. So this is the West Coast Main Line. So there are Pendolinos and Super Voyagers bound for, well, they'd usually be bound for Scotland. Currently, due to flooding damage, they won't go north of Carlisle or Lockerbie. So they either pass through or stop here on a somewhat regular basis. It's so cold. Why did we do this tour in February? Meanwhile, the other 319 seems to be heading south probably towards Liverpool Lime Street. The 1509 to London Euston will be here in 4 minutes, so that's pretty exciting. There we go. 365, I think. So interesting voice interface. They don't seem to have this at Stockport. In Stockport, all the announcements are done by hand. Interesting. So this is somewhat. Yeah, both Stockport and Wigan North Western are both operated by Virgin Trains, yet they are somehow very different. So that pace is heading towards Wigan Wallgate, you can see. So it goes behind the car park. So we're going back to Wigan Wallgate later, as our train does depart from Wigan Wallgate and not Wigan North Western. I think we'll go back at 25 past, we're going to spend 20 more minutes here. Now Pendolino should be arriving soon, or a Super Voyager, we don't know. Another pacer going down to Wallgate, meanwhile a freight train is approaching at quite a speed. That's fast. 66551! They produce a lot more wind than passenger trains do as well. I'll tell you what, even though I know that it's no more dangerous than a passenger train, somehow the prospect of a freight train passing quickly seems so much more dangerous. See, this is what annoys me, that the Victorians had through tracks that avoided the platform, and then in the 60s they just got rid of them. So you have large gaps between platforms, not here, but in Stockport for example, and then the freight trains have to pass the platforms. It's nonsensical. Anyway, the London Euston train is now arriving. Also making a stop at Warrington Bank Quay, which we will be visiting tomorrow. Again, there are 2 Warringtons, we'll be doing them both in one video. It is 390-136.
Wow.
On its way down from Carlisle. As I said, due to flooding damage, trains can't go to Glasgow and Edinburgh at the moment. It is the city of Coventry, Pendolino.
Going to London.
Yes. And off it goes. City of Coventry, Virgin Pendolino to London Euston. Number 390. 136. And 319 is approaching platform 6. Probably bound for Preston or terminating here. It is 319, number 361. While the 319 waits at platform 6, another pacer can be seen approaching Wigan Wallgate. Pacer at the front, sprinter in the back. Going down to Wigan Wallgate, as we will soon. The next train to arrive on this platform is the 1528, which is running to Euston via Birmingham, so it's the blue service, which means it may be a Super Voyager. And that 319 is just there. Arriving into platform 5, a Virgin train service to Carlisle. I repeat myself, the services can't run north of Carlisle due to flame damage. This one would usually be running to Edinburgh or Glasgow. 390-155.
Central and London Euston. Platform 4 for the 1528 Virgin trains service to London Euston via Birmingham New Street.
The Virgin train service to Carlisle leaves, meanwhile the 1528 to London is soon arriving, soon. just in case you're wondering, this was the X-Men Days of Future Past train. They had a whole livery for a time when they were sponsoring them. The livery's now gone, but the train has kept its name. It's 39115 and 155, sorry. And that 319 is still there.
Yeah. I just worked out something. Instead of having to electrify that, why didn't they just close that station and reroute the electrified route into here? It's so close.
Yeah, but the line carries on. No, they should just
Rename it to
Wigan. Just call it Wigan, because that's its name. It's Wigan.
Call it Wigan.
Just Wigan. Just call it Wigan. Seriously, what's wrong with you? According to the announcement, that's the 1531 to Liverpool Lime Street. So that's not leaving for about 5 minutes, but we're going to be gone by then. We're just waiting for the 28, and then we're going to go over to Wigan Wallgate, which is a different station for some reason. Nah, this one's just a Pendolino. London Euston via Birmingham New Street, 390-013. In case you were wondering, this was the Virgin Spirit. We're now going to hop on over to Wigan Wallgate. See you in a minute. Hello, welcome back. Here we are back at Wigan Wallgate station. Now I'm going to continue train spotting here. I've been thinking about the two Wigans situation and how I said it's a bit ridiculous and it should just be one. But then thinking back to the example of King's Cross St Pancras, if it were all one station with one set of platforms, that might be very confusing. Like, you'd come here, but your train actually leaves from across the road. So maybe it's for the best, after all. So yeah, as I was saying, so maybe the fact that it's two different stations, even though they're right across the road, they're still two separate entities. Same with King's Cross and St Pancras. So maybe it's better that they stay separate in order to avoid confusion. So, there we go. I take back what I said. Let there be two Wigans, and two Warringtons, and two London King's Cross St Pancrases. I don't know. Oh, by the way, it's hailing. Yay! Hello and welcome back. We are back at Wigan Wallgate. Our train will be leaving in about 20 minutes. So the two 156s seem to be passing. Either they're waiting here for a while or they're not stopping. 156483 at the front. I think they're going to stop here and wait for like 10 minutes. And another unknown one at the back. So that's the 1445 to Huddersfield. So that's going to be here for a while, isn't it? Apparently not. Apparently this is the 1429 to Manchester Victoria, which is running a little late. So basically the sign's wrong. That's bad. It's very bad when the sign's wrong, because people could be getting on expecting to go to Huddersfield. But then again, it's not the end of the world, because they can just change at Victoria for their train to Huddersfield. So it's not like they're going the wrong way. 15210 to Southport. Meanwhile, the pair of 156s, 156483 at the front. And 156487 at the back, head off for Manchester Victoria. The sign is wrong, which is bad. And yeah, the Southport train is here. You also get a view of the line into Wigan North Western, so if anything comes past, we will see it from here. And off goes the Southport train. 15210. 15145 to Huddersfield. Now this is the 1445 to Huddersfield. For real this time. Meanwhile, a Virgin train can be seen just leaving North Western en route to Carlisle or Lockerbie. It's got quite a good view, actually. That's quite a cool view, isn't it? Meanwhile, the train to Huddersfield is not going to leave for another 4 minutes. So Duncan and I are debating this whole double Wigan situation. So while making them one station as they are would be quite impractical, because like I said, someone could turn up here for their train to Carlisle and realise that their train is actually across the road, and they would run across, they would probably miss it. So in order to make it one station, they would have to connect them somehow in a pedestrian-friendly way. So maybe with a sky bridge or a subway or something. Or Duncan had a suggestion about doing something a bit more radical.
Yes, so there's a junction over there connecting these
Yeah,
two
so
lines.
trains from Bolton can go to North Western.
So you could bring it there and make another opera or another exit here.
So have a new cord from North Western down to the line to Southport,
And you can
and
call
basically
that the Wigan cord.
the Wigan cord, which would basically cut off Wallgate and abandon it. Oh, there's a 185. What? 185 and it's not stopping at Wigan North Western. What's it even doing here? There are no 185s around here. Maybe it's running empty stock. But why is it here anyway? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, we could reroute the line entirely, have all trains stop at Wigan North Western, and then build a new cord to allow them to continue to Southport. The drawbacks of that would be that you would have to abandon Wallgate, which is quite a nice station. Maybe this bit's not that nice, but the entrance is pretty nice. You could use that as a museum or something. But the main problem with that is that you would probably put some capacity constraints on North Western, and extending it would be a lot of work. That would be quite... I mean, there's not that much stuff here. It's not like Manchester city centre where expanding a station is a massive deal, because it's only a car park there. So you could do that and move everything to North Western, which would certainly cut down on confusion.
And if they wanted, if they would still needed that, really,
I
if
would...
they still needed that that car park, they could have moved it here.
No, I wouldn't.
Demolish the platform and move it here.
Maybe demolish the platform. I'd keep the station building as like a museum or something.
Yeah.
Don't knock it down. I'm
So
sick of
knock
people...
down all this.
The 60s people were stupid to knock down old stations and make it virtually impossible for people in the future to rebuild them.
One station that I think they should really knock down,
Is London Euston.
not just that, is Manchester Piccadilly platform 13 and 14.
Yeah, that's ugly. But I'm saying when they knock down is in rebuild it, rather than you're suggesting that we should abandon Wigan Wallgate and have it
Turn it into maybe
completely
a
replaced.
little museum about Wigan
Yeah?
and have all
Yeah,
these really nice poems on it.
Yeah,
Like-
just kind of leave the station as it is. Don't eradicate it, but use it for something nice.
Like here's a
Or bring some
really-
old carriages here and have like a steam train. Not, it can't go anywhere, but have like carriages just parked here for
Yeah.
people to climb up on.
here's a really nice
150, 145 to Huddersfield. As we were saying, so yeah, if you did that, you could do something nice with Wigan Wallgate maybe. The trouble with this scheme is, although, what will it achieve? Minimising that tiny bit of potential customer confusion, and it would cost a lot of money. So probably the most cost-efficient, passenger-friendly thing to do is to do nothing, because it may be a bit of an anomaly, but it's two separate stations, you can walk between them. So, should
They
the
could
situation
maybe-
change?
Maybe make it easier to change between the two stations.
Maybe by building a subway or something. But keep them as two separate stations.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a 350.
Cool. But
Keep them as two separate stations. That could work.
yeah, here's a really
Or-
nice poem.
Do nothing.
Goodbye, Wigan.
Okay. An unexpected 150 has arrived. What? I'm confused. Is this the Kirkby Merseyside train? Because that said it's not going to leave for another 10 minutes. So is it going to wait here? Oh, 3:19. But then why is it running 2 minutes late if it's already here? Or is the sign wrong again? Is the sign missing out trains? What is happening? I don't know. Any idea what's going on?
Huh?
No. I have no idea. Maybe it's terminate.
Yeah.
Maybe it's no. Trains don't terminate here. Trains that terminate in Wigan always terminate in Wigan North Western in those two bay platforms.
Terminating here because the line said Wigan Wallgate.
Maybe. Okay, I'm confused. So yeah, it's terminating here, which is weird because they usually terminate at North Western, but today it's terminating in Wallgate, and the sign does not acknowledge that. Anyway, our train is now due 58. Although we haven't got any more timed connections to make because we're going by tram for the rest of the day, so we're not in a rush. At least that means the Kirkby Merseyside train, which is due 57, will arrive before our train, so we can see it. There it goes, somewhere. (150) 113 at the front, and 142036 at the back. Where's it going? Maybe it's going to turn around. Maybe that's going to be our train. And the 1555 to Kirkby Merseyside, or Kirkby. There, you got me doing it as well. Duncan actually pronounces Kirby, which is the little pink marshmallow thing from Nintendo. But no, it's Kirkby. Listed as Kirkby Merseyside, just to avoid confusion, because often there's more than one station with the same name, and they often list it as...
Is there another Kirkby?
Possibly, I would assume, since it's listed as Kirkby Merseyside, so as to distinguish it from Kirkby Anglia, for example. I have no idea. Yeah, so that's a 150. I missed the number, but I'll find out in a minute when it leaves. Meanwhile, our train should be arriving soon. 15223 to Kirkby Merseyside. Meanwhile, our train in the slightly late running 1553 to Manchester Airport is arriving. It is made up of a sprinter and a pacer, not the same one as before. 15274 at the front, with a pacer at the back. I'm not going to waste time trying to figure out what it is because I'm going to get on it. So if you've enjoyed this video, good. We have lots more coming soon. You know the drill. Please subscribe. Everything. Bye. Duncan here.
Bonjour.
And I am David Frankel. And we're here at Heald Green. Today's day 1 of the Trainspotting tour, as you can probably guess from the video. We're a bit early, so we haven't actually started the video yet. We've come to watch the station cat. I'm not exactly sure. What is it doing? It's like trying to... Here we are at Bolton, in the middle of the Bolton-Chorley-Preston line, or the Manchester-Bolton-Chorley-Preston line, as we should actually call it. So here the line splits into 3, with one line going straight ahead towards Chorley and Preston, one line going to the left towards Wigan, which is the line we're going to use later on.